Okay, picture this. What if you could tap into these ancient, almost forgotten healing secrets? And what if the guy teaching you wasn't some lifelong monk, but a former Wall Street financier? I know, it sounds like something out of a movie, right? So let's dive into this incredible story, a journey that takes us from the trading floors of New York all the way to the remote mountains of China.
So, our story really kicks off with this incredibly bold statement, and this is taken directly from the source material. I mean, La-Jin and Pai-Da cures all diseases. Wow. That's a huge claim, right? It definitely grabs your attention. And that's the central promise of these two ancient practices we're going to unpack, La-Jin and Pai-Da. It sounds almost too good to be true, so let's dig in. Who's behind this, and what does it all really mean?
All right, so who is the person at the center of this whole thing? Well, his name is Xiao Hongci, and his life story, it's just one of the most dramatic turns you can imagine. We're talking about a massive pivot, from the very heart of global finance to a path of ancient wisdom and healing. I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's night and day. One minute, he's this successful financier on Wall Street, right in the middle of the global economy. And the next, he's a seeker of folk medicine deep in the mountains of China. And the big turning point, it came when he was 40. That's when he decided to just leave it all behind and chase a completely different kind of wealth, ancient knowledge. So what did this quest actually look like? Well, Xiao Hongqi, he travels deep, and I mean deep, into the mountains and ancient forests of China. And there, through what honestly sounds like a series of fated encounters, he starts meeting and learning from all these different folk masters, the real keepers of these ancient medical traditions. Okay, so the first core technique he discovered is called La-Jin. You can kind of think of it as this really deep, targeted stretching. They often use benches or chairs to help isolate and lengthen specific pathways in the body. And the idea behind it is, well, it's simple, but pretty powerful. The belief is that as we get older, our tendons shrink. And that shrinkage is a major cause of aging and disease. So La-Jin is all about directly fighting that process. All right, the second key method is called Pai-Da. And it's this ancient Taoist practice that involves slapping the body. Yeah, I know, it sounds pretty unusual. But the whole purpose is to create this powerful vibration that gets the circulation going. The idea is to bring all that old, stagnant stuff, blockages and waste, up to the surface so your body's natural systems can finally clear it all out. But you know what? His learning didn't stop with just those two techniques. Not at all. La-Jin and Pai-Da were kind of the gateway to this much, much larger body of knowledge. He also trained in things like acupuncture, bone setting, acupressure, basically acquiring this whole toolkit of rare healing methods. A lot of these were considered precious, almost lost arts. So after he learns all of this profound stuff, Xiao Hongxi doesn't just, keep it to himself. No way. He felt like he had to share it. And that's what marked the beginning of his new mission, to travel the world and bring these ancient secrets from the mountains to literally everyone. And his journey had this absolutely incredible reach. I mean, he started in huge Chinese cities like Beijing and Shenzhen, then he's traveling to the high plateaus of Tibet, and then he went global. His teachings spread from Hong Kong all the way to the United States, and everywhere he went, he found people who were really eager to hear about these alternative approaches to wellness. So, with all these different techniques we've talked about, you might be wondering, what's the one big idea that holds it all together? Well, the whole system really boils down to a single, simple, memorable, and incredibly powerful core philosophy. And here it is. It all comes down to this one powerful idea. Lengthening the tendons by 1 inch extends life by 10 years. That little saying right there, it perfectly captures the whole philosophy of La-Jin. It's such a striking, almost poetic way to think about the link between flexibility and how long we live. And the implication is just profound, right? The more flexible your tendons, the longer and healthier your life could be. And that really brings us to our final thought here. I mean, the story of a Wall Street financier rediscovering these ancient healing arts and then sharing them with the whole world, it's just remarkable. And it leaves us with this really big question to think about. In our super fast-paced, high-tech world, why does this kind of ancient, simple wisdom still have such a powerful pull on us? What is it that we're all searching for that kind of leads us back to the mountains?